Om Shanti, good morning. So today let us revise Baba's Avyakt Murli of 25th December 2014. In this Murli, Baba is sharing about how to pay attention to making intense effort. And Baba is guiding us, inspiring us, motivating us that in the new year that will begin, we should always keep a track of our spiritual progress. So let's listen from Baba. This is Avyakt Murli dated 25th December 2014. And the title of the Murli is, While Paying Attention to Making Intense Effort in the New Year, Constantly Keep Moving Forward. Check and transform yourself. The final paper will take place suddenly. Therefore, claim pass marks in every subject. Always remain together and come into the kingdom together. Baba says, congratulations, congratulations, congratulations. Filled with newness for the new year. Seeing his intense effort making children, Bab Dada is giving all the children congratulations for newness in the new year. At the beginning of this new year, every child would definitely have kept the aim of newness in their thoughts, words, relationships, and connections in a practical way, and also kept newness for the year in their intellects. In your efforts, you would have brought your steps and your specialities into your intellects. All of you are moving along. The meaning of effort is that you take steps forward. The meaning of effort is that you take steps forward. Bab Dada saw that everyone would have taken the steps of having elevated thoughts to move ahead the most in their efforts. Those who had the thought for themselves to move ahead, raise your hands. Those sitting at the back, if you had the thought, raise your hands. The confluence age is the age of taking steps forward. So you must definitely have created some means or a method for yourself to move ahead. You must definitely have kept an easy and elevated means emerged for yourself in the form of an aim. So we all have an aim. And this aim would keep on also based on my current efforts. What is the next thing I'm working on? Those of you who have kept the aim for the future to step forward in your thoughts, words, deeds, and relationships and connections, raise your hands. It is good. You have raised your hands very well. Even those at the back are raising their hands. Raise your hands a little higher, high like this. You're raising your hands very well. Seeing the hands of effort, Bab Dada is pleased. And the aim and its qualifications will remain together. You must definitely have created such a plan for yourselves. You have made it. Bab Dada saw that some children have made a plan for themselves. And Bab Dada is pleased that the plans and the practical form will definitely fulfill the aim that you have kept. You will do it, will you not? Raise your hands for this. Acha, you will do it. Bab Dada himself sees the chart of each child according to the time. And together with that, also gives the blessing for you to move ahead as much as possible. Bab Dada saw that many have a very good aim, But whilst you are moving along, the circumstances make you a little slack in your aim. You have kept a good aim and Bapdada is pleased on seeing the aim. But together with that, there is a little difference visible in your moving ahead. Nevertheless, Bapdada saw that the aim of the majority is good. Now, there is a need to pay attention that you move ahead in both your aim and its qualifications. Both your aim and its qualifications. Think and do. It is essential that both take place together. It's interesting, Baba is saying to think and do. It's not just about thinking and not just about doing, but both together in balance. No matter what happens, and things do happen, for these are the trivial papers, we have to move forward in these papers. A little more attention is needed in this respect, because Bapdada has a record of every child. Just as you keep your own record, in the same way, Bapdada also looks every now and again at the record of every child. Your aim is very good. When you make plans, you make them with a lot of zeal and enthusiasm. But you will have to pay attention later, because all of you know that everyone pays a little attention to fulfill the aim, but it is number-wise. So our attention to the aim becomes number-wise. So what number do you consider yourself to be? The Father saw that you have very good understanding. And together with the understanding, you also check yourself very well. However, while moving along, some situations come in front of you that change your intense effort into ordinary effort. I think all of us can somewhere resonate with this, that sometimes situations come and our efforts they change from intense to ordinary. On seeing each one, Bapdada says, let there be imperishable attention. Let there be imperishable attention. And so this word attention is used in Hindi as well, attention. And so let's just take a moment and just hold on to this word attention. It is said, wherever attention goes, that's where the energy flows. So my attention to the aim of my spiritual life, is it clear? It is constant. Is it imperishable? Baba says, situations do come, but do not let your attention be reduced in those situations. It's like my inner, attention to my inner effort, even whilst being busy externally, but to really have that focus, that anchor internally. Bapdada has seen that some children keep a good aim and they do move along, but there is a but. Time is now waiting for all of you. The aim is good, the checking is good, but every now and again, some situations attract you towards itself. The final result will take place suddenly. There won't be a date fixed for this. Bapdada wishes to see each of the children as number one with their methods of effort. Bapdada has seen that every child wants this, but in some cases they are colored by the company of carelessness. It will happen. We have experienced both situations. They think, they have thought about it and it is not a big deal, so we will pay attention at that time. You do note down that you have to pay attention. However, whether it is for a long period of time or every now and then during the long period of time, you become casual in paying attention. The result is more of this kind. So the quality of our attention reduces, and we're not able to pay attention for the long period of time. The nature of being ordinary that you should not have sometimes makes you act one way and sometimes another. So Bapdada wants you always to keep an eye on yourself. Let there not be any ordinariness. Let there not be any ordinariness. Now all of you are in the list of those who are old. There are fewer new ones. The majority of you are in the list of old ones. And the final paper is to take place suddenly. The date will not be fixed. So it is necessary to make your specialities permanent, because the paper does not come all the time. The paper will be given every now and then according to the drama, and you therefore have to pay constant attention. Many of you do pay attention, and Bapdada places such ones in the list of intense effort makers. You do pay attention, but sometimes it is intense, and at other times, when the papers come, there's a little difference created in your intense efforts. Sometimes it becomes intense, but sometimes it becomes ordinary. So this word ordinary, Baba is emphasizing not to have. So Bapdada is pleased to see all the children, and it is seen that day by day the children definitely pay attention to themselves. It isn't that they stop paying attention to themselves, they do, but it is number-wise. And from time to time, Bapdada pays special attention to meeting everyone all together. However, there is a difference in seeing each one's speed of effort. Sometimes a little carelessness is visible in this. It will happen, it will happen. A little of this addition takes place. There are a handful of children out of multi-millions. However, Bapdada wants the handful to definitely pay attention. Pay attention. I think a few weeks back, Papa was saying like the effort, what is really effort is, or accurate effort is natural attention, as Papa has said. So natural, just attention. Attention on my stage, attention on my self-respect, attention on this realization of my truth. And so the being, the soul is not lost whilst I am busy in the role world. So Baba says, Bapdada knows that the final paper is going to take place suddenly. Circumstances will be like that, and this is why you have to check your checking as to whether it is according to how Bapdada wants it to be and speaks about it. Is my checking according to that? You definitely continue to hear about what Bapdada wants. At the very least, every night before going to sleep, it is necessary to check yourself, because you get tired with all the work that you do. You do give time and you have it in your heart, but tiredness pulls you. So seeing the time, Bapdada is once again drawing your attention. Never become careless in paying attention. Never become careless in paying attention. Bapdada sees that you make effort in many ways. You also pay attention. You're not completely careless, but the time will come suddenly. It can come at any time, and this is why Bapdada is thinking generally and telling each child, attention please. In every subject, you should at least have pass marks. To have a number slightly lower is a different matter, but check that there is attention and transformation. You do not become careless to you. It will happen, it will happen. It is not a big deal. This is known as being careless in paying attention. Bapdada is pleased with the efforts of the majority of children, but every now and again, Maya also takes her chance. Bapdada is congratulating you and at the same time also drawing your attention. Attention means no tension. Attention means no tension. In any way, in any subject, let there be full attention. Do not think that this little bit will be okay. Sometimes even one number less causes a great loss. And this is why Bapdada does not want to see even one single child making ordinary effort. It is good that this gathering takes place every now and again. By seeing the gathering and by meeting Bapdada, you have enthusiasm, but let this enthusiasm continue. Make sure some trivial matters do not finish your efforts or make your efforts slack. Bapdada is pleased that every now and again, we have one or another program for the maximum number of people to meet. By your meeting personally, zeal and enthusiasm increases. Even Bapdada is seeing this. So each one of you consider yourself to be responsible and check and caution yourself. Are all of you fine? Raise your hands. Bapdada is pleased that you are raising your hands, but you children are also clever, aren't you? You would say we were fine at that time, and this is why we raised our hands. That is right. But all of you are those who will make others move forward too. And it is fine that you are moving along well. The Father accepts this, but you should have this certificate all the time. That is, when you pay that much constant attention to yourself, what will happen then? Bapdada will be pleased. And those who are making effort will be fine, and their companions too will be fine. So you're good effort makers. So Bapdada is also pleased when you raise your hands. Bapdada feels that some would say that they just raised their hands. However, those who raised their hands will receive some power for the future, will they not? They will think about it for themselves, will they not? For instance, if someone has to take a paper tomorrow, he would think about what he raised his hand for, and then he will move forward, having made a correction. Bapdada wants to see that just as every child is happily sitting here now with everyone, so it should be the same in the final period. Simply pass, pass, pass for every situation. It should not be that you will think about it or see about it, that you have already passed. So what do you think? Will you definitely pass, or will it be only a little? Those of you who feel that you will definitely demonstrate this by passing, raise your hands. Look, yes, Bapdada is pleased when you raise your hands. It feels good and there is enthusiasm, but many little things cause obstructions. Now try and finish those. You even think that it will not happen like that in the future, but it still happens. From the results so far, those who think that transformation has to take place from now, that you have to transform yourselves from now, raise your hands. You raise your hands so well that Bapdada becomes pleased. It is good. Bapdada is with you, and so your hand also cooperates with you. However, you have to keep Bapdada with you at all times. This was just company for 2 hours. Constantly keep the experience of his company with you. That is all. Do not make yourself alone. Constantly keep Bapdada with you. So from now until you meet Bapdada again, your hand will remain like that. Raise both hands for this. So now at night, always keep Bapdada in front of you. Immerse him and please him by keeping your result in front of Bapdada. There wasn't any mistake in my mind, in my words, or in my deeds. Is this possible? Raise your hands for this. Acha. You have raised your hands. Bapdada was pleased with this. But whenever something happens, tell your companions who are effort makers about this and make a promise to yourself for the future. You may not promise anyone else, but you can promise yourself. Keep the Father in front of you and make a promise, because you take account of the time in your result. That is for how long you remained like that. Okay, you're fine at that time, and that is good too, but in the final result, the time, duration will also be checked. And this is why every night, immerse yourself in this gathering and of raising your hand. What was it that I raised my hand for in front of the Father? Was it that I would transform myself, or that I would think about it? Do you have this much courage? So to always keep Baba in front and then to pass. After today, the thought that I have had of becoming perfect will be imperishable. Is this possible? Let the past be the past. From your heart, see yourself in the midst of the gathering. But do not think that everyone is seeing you. I'm promising in front of the Father, and so when the Father is seeing, it means that everyone saw. Is this possible? Those who have courage and who, for any reason, will not leave the seat of perfection in the future, no matter what the reason, and there will definitely be reasons, raise your hands. Acha, congratulations. Now those who haven't raised their hands will feel ashamed. Okay, so you didn't raise your hands. However, if you have zeal and enthusiasm, and you will raise your hands to definitely demonstrate something, raise your hands. You're raising your hands because the Father knows what the result will be. However, by raising your hand, by your raising your hand, the raising of your hand will also help you. To raise your hand in the midst of such a big gathering is not a small thing. Therefore, now think about what transformation means. Acha, at least you had a little courage now. After having made such a promise, even if you don't do it, at least you will come in the line. So whenever something happens, then remember that you raised your hand in the midst of the gathering. You will benefit yourself and the Father will be pleased. However, you will have to do this, will you not? So whenever any situation comes, remember your hand. You will receive help not by remembering it just like that, but it is because you promised yourself from your heart in the midst of so many brothers and sisters. So you will receive that help. The help that promise gives, Baba says. Bapdada wants all the children who are now present here. Now, at least you have courage. You do want to become this. Why else would you raise your hand? Don't raise it. Who is seeing you? When you think about it and have courage, continue to give water to that courage. You promised and you became free. Always remember this hand. How big is the gathering? The Father is there anyway. You had the thought in front of so many Brahmins, not just the Father alone. So do not make light of this. It is because you wanted that you raised your hands. So whatever is your desire, and it is not just raising your hand because you're asked to, but it is your mind's desire, and this is why you raised your hand. So continue to move forward in this. Do not look at the situation, but think about the aspect of moving forward. It will happen. Who else will become this? You're the ones who are going to become this, are you not? Therefore, have faith in yourself. Have faith in yourself. You definitely have to demonstrate what you have said. Is this all right? In any case, it is said, remember what you said. Whenever something happens, remember the situation of this moment. Because even now you're saying something because you want it. And this is why you're saying that you will do it. Now continue to make this firm within yourself. At Amrit Vela, bring in front of you this scene of the thought that you had and how Bapdada and so many brothers and sisters were happy to see you. So you gave happiness to so many. When you raised your hand to say yes, so many became happy. So do not forget the happiness of so many brothers and sisters. You can remember this much, can you not? You can remember that you had experienced this in such and such an atmosphere, can you not? Transformation has to take place. Without your transformation, you cannot stay together there too. You will be far away. Would you like that? In the golden age, you will not know about this. But when you come to know what number you claimed in the final result, what will happen? You will also not like it at that time. Therefore, have a determined thought. Have a determined thought. I'm again and again emphasizing not to look at the situation, but to constantly pay attention on the self. You know that circumstances will come, you know about that, you've experienced that, you will have to do it. Have the faith that you definitely do have to become perfect. What is your aim? All of you who are sitting here, so many are coming here just like that. So what is your aim? It is to become perfect, is it not? So each one see yourself. At night, note down whether your behavior is according to what your aim is and for what it is that you have raised your hands. Throughout the day, your behavior should be according to your aim. So check yourself. No matter whether others do this or not, check yourself. Baba says, are all of you happy? How happy are you? It is good. Never lose your happiness. Even though this is the end of the Iron Age, you're still happy, are you not? So you're happy and you will always remain happy. Is that right? Raise both hands for this. Acha. Now, whenever something happens, remember, what was it that you raised your hands for in this gathering of so many Brahmins? And so even now internally, we're all raising our hands. Every time Baba says to raise the hand. You raised your hands for this, did you not? To remain firm in this. Because you're going to live together in the golden age too, are you not? Or are you going to be separated? You will stay together. When you will rule together, will you not? You will not be separated. So always remember that you will be together for half the cycle. No matter what happens afterwards, you will remain together for half the cycle. What do those who have faith in the intellect think? You will remain together from the beginning until the end in different forms. Bapdada does not want a single child to be separated. Each of you children remember every day at Amrit Vela. You are together, you will stay together, and rule in the kingdom together. You are together, you will stay together, and rule in the kingdom together. It is good. Bapdada likes the gathering. In the same way, you will be equal in the golden age too. And so you will be together there too. You will come and go and meet one another. All of you are companions, are you not? You are companions, so raise your hands. It is good. It is so good when the companions stay together. Though you may be living separately, they will be the company of the heart. Your dress will change, but your mind will not change. Acha. We will meet again. Then it is the turn of Gujarat to serve. 15,000 brothers and sisters have come from Gujarat. Baba says it is good. Even now there are more from Gujarat. It is their turn. Gujarat has one speciality. One speciality is that you are together and also together in your hearts. Whenever an order is given, Gujarat comes. The large number is also a fruit of service. The number in Gujarat is good. It is good. Gujarat is close and becomes a companion in every situation. Then 500 brothers and sisters from abroad have come. Baba says, it is good. The double foreigners who have come from abroad are actually from this land, but have come from abroad. Stand up. Acha. 1 minute silence. So let's hold on to the silence for a few moments. Baba says, it should feel as though there is no one in the hall. To all the children everywhere, each one, please accept special love and remembrance. Seeing each child, Bapdada is very pleased. No matter where you're from, whether from this land or abroad, you now belong to the Father. All the children have this happiness. Then Mohini Ben of Madhuban told Baba that she has a lot of knee pain. Baba says it will become all right, never mind. You will start walking, you'll go ahead of all. We have enthusiasm and that will make you walk. Dadi Janki ji, Dadi said, Baba, Dadi is facing a very big paper of her body. Please do some magic. Baba says, oh, but the Father is not separate at all. He's doing magic. The whole yajna is with you. No matter what happens, you are an idol of the yajna. Seeing you, everyone has enthusiasm. You are an instrument. Cha. Om Shanti. Thank you, Baba, and thank you, family. Let's maybe take another moment in Baba's remembrance and absorb Baba's words. We naturally pay attention. We have come above and beyond the ordinary effort. We always stay in our truth. We naturally pay attention to our aim in the spiritual life. We check our checking so that no carelessness comes. We keep Baba in front and move forward. Baba has high hopes in us. And we are together, we will always be together in the confluence age and in the golden age. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Thank you, everyone. Maybe we could share what we'll take from Baba today. Is it a good time to do that? And maybe whoever feels inspired, please feel free to share. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you, brother. Thank you, Baba. Baba has given the today is a day of intense effort. Baba talk about the intense effort. What is the intense efforts? Baba talk moving forward. Means to you, whatever the situation comes, you move forward, paying in your attention, natural attention, no tension, and keep Baba with as a companion, and always with companion, that attention, move forward, only move. So intention, that effort should not be ordinary. It should not be sometime. It should be continuous. So that I got a point. Om Shanti, and I attention will be there, and I will make more and more attention. This is a firm determination to do for myself, and self transformation to make others to make transform. Om Shanti. Thank you, brother.
Thank you. Very nice. Shanti.
Om Shanti. Today Bab Dada said, pay constant attention on your Purusharth. So attention means there will be no tension if you will pay attention on your Purusharth. And sometimes we just forget about our Samman, and we just get out of the chair of the Samman, and we become angry, agitated sometimes due to upheaval. But Baba Dada said, if you will pay constant attention on yourself, you will keep move forward, and you don't need to feel tension. Om Shanti.
Rakibben says, promise self before promising others, and pay attention to what I have promised to move forward. Right. Any third thought?
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Today Baba said that have faith in yourself and have a determined thought that you have to do it, and Baba is always with you. So he has many hopes from us. So now is the time to put our each and every of our thought into action. Om Shanti.
Very nice. Any other thoughts? So one thing that Baba underlined today a lot about attention, just attention. And once we were having this really nice discussion, and we're talking about how meditation is simply attention training. Because attention is naturally we are paying attention to something. And many a times the attention is on things that are happening outside, things that are happening in the story, in the world of this character. And because that's where the attention goes, that's where my energy flows. And when we say waste thoughts, what are waste thoughts? It's like the energy that gets created when I pay attention to something which is not mine, something which is not relevant to me. And so natural attention is like naturally I'm aware of my truth. I'm a spiritual being. I've incarnated from Paramdham, and this is the time to go back home. I am on a spiritual journey. I'm an eternal traveler. Baba is with me. Baba is guiding me. And I, the soul, I belong to Baba. And all the souls are my brothers. We're all spiritual friends. Like this perspective, the more I just naturally pay attention to this. And that's what meditation is all about. And so Baba today especially said, like going, in the night to really, pay this attention over and over again. Once I remind myself over and over again. And then there is no tension. It's like I'm easily able to live in the soul. And so Baba said, even though papers will come, because Baba said suddenly something will happen. Because the final paper will come suddenly. And so then suddenly means that in a second, then I have to just put a full stop to everything, all the expansion just merged. I am a soul point of light and I go back home with Baba. And so this clarity, Baba really said today, like what I got was to go beyond ordinariness. Ordinariness. And we were discussing this some time back, like when we say from ordinary to extraordinary, the word that gets added is the word extra, which means if I see everything as extra, it's like I see this role as extra, I see even the service as extra, everything extra, then I'm able to actually see this entire story as something which I'm not dependent on. And so then the alokik, Baba's presence becomes visible, becomes available. Baba becomes available. And then our efforts are no longer ordinary. Suguna Ben said, by raising your hand, raise yourself with attention that will help you move forward in your life's journey with ease and sustenance. Om Shanti. Very nice. Cha. Shanti. Any other thoughts, or maybe Ami Ben, if you would like to make some announcements, as you mentioned. I think Shivani Ben said, yes, one of Brahma Baba's aim was not to be ordinary or at an average level. Om Shanti. You want to make some announcements, Sister Ami, if you're there?
Yes, Saurabh bhai, there is an
Om
announcement.
Shanti Village Bhai. Yeah.
Yeah, so for this Sunday, we have Charlie Bhai from Australia, who's going to be our special guest, who's going to be conducting a talk. And the topic is going to be living in Vyak and yet being Vyak. So, just spread the word around and have as many souls that can come and attend the talk. So, we'll be flashing the announcement, the invitation on the groups on WhatsApp. Yeah, that's it. Saurabh bhai.
Thank you, Bhaji. Very nice. Should we close with a few moments of silence or meditation?
Yes, Saurabh.
Okay, thank you. So let's take a few moments to realize that there is another reality which is happening in parallel to the visible reality, the Vyakt. And this invisible reality is where we realize that we're all spiritual beings. We're all hidden inside this physical instrument. We are eternal. We live far, far beyond in our home of silence. We have come from there. We know that this is a stage. We are actors. And this is the time to prepare myself to go back home. I have my eternal companion in Baba with me. The only time of the confluence when I, the soul, I experience Baba's company, Baba's friendship, Baba's sustenance, Baba's nourishment. It's like I naturally just see Baba and pay attention to the truth. And very easily, I'm able to go beyond ordinariness. The dimension of the soul is clearly visible here on the stage, through our faces, through our behavior, because Baba is with us. This natural attention is all what we pay. This natural attention to our endless, formless, timeless reality. The Avyakt reality. Om Shanti. Thank you. Thank you, Baba. Thank you, family. Have a great day, everyone. Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you, Sarupai. See you everyone tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you.